As the cost of living continues to rise, many of us are feeling the pinch. But it's in times like these that giving back becomes even more vital.
This week, I'll be travelling from my home in Bedfordshire to Shy Lowen Horse and Pony Sanctuary in Netherton, Liverpool. This sanctuary was a key part of my recovery, and now I'm heading back to offer my help and give back to the place that gave me so much.
Welcome to Shy Lowen Horse and Pony Sanctuary in Netherton, Liverpool. This place isn't just a refuge for horses, it's a place of healing and hope for so many, including myself. I first came here as part of my rehab program with Tom Harrison House, and the impact it had on my recovery was life-changing. Now I'm here to help ensure that others can find the same support I did by giving back in a way that keeps this sanctuary thriving for the future.
Shy Lowen provides equine therapy and a safe haven for those in need. But like many charities, it's facing challenges. The roof of this stable, which is crucial for the horses and the people who come here, is in desperate need of repair. That's why I'm here, to help restore this sanctuary so it can continue its vital work. This roof isn't just a structure, it's a symbol of safety, care and stability for both the horses and the people who come here seeking healing. Every day the sanctuary relies on this space to provide shelter, not just from the elements, but from the difficulties life throws at us. Whether it's veterans rebuilding their lives or children learning confidence and compassion, this stable stands as a safe haven. But with the current state it's in, the roof is at risk of collapsing, threatening the sanctuary's ability to continue its mission. Without a secure roof, we could lose this critical space for therapy and recovery. That's why this project is so urgent. It's not just about fixing a building, it's about ensuring that Shy Lowen can keep offering its transformative work for years to come. At the heart of Shy Lowen is Bernie, the founder and driving force behind this sanctuary. She's dedicated her life to rescuing horses, and in doing so has created a haven for countless individuals in need of support and recovery.
Originally, it was going to just be a horse and pony rescue centre, and the reason for starting it was a horse called Comet, who we came across. He was being treated really badly. He was being fended away from other people and other horses with a plank of wood, mostly because people were fearful of him. And as a result of meeting him and working with him and finding that by doing things a different way, a way that is kind of pioneered by a man called Monty Roberts, who I came across by seeing a documentary on TV, managed to turn Comet's life around. And so we decided that because people generally weren't offering rescue facilities for horses with behavioural issues, that we'd become the rescue centre in the UK for horses with behavioural issues. And that's where the idea came from. Getting the property to run it was more difficult because I was brought up on a council estate, and Eric is from Anfield. Eric is my husband, who we kind of set this up together. And so I wrote to the local authority asking if they had any land available, and they offered us the site where we are now at Buckley Hill Lane. And the site had been subject to illegal dumping of demolition waste. So the deal that we were offered was that if we cleared it, that we'd be given a lease on it. So we cleared 800 tonnes of rubble off it, which we funded ourselves privately, and we started the rescue centre here.
My journey with Shy Lowen began as part of my residential rehab program at Tom Harrison House. I came here for equine therapy, not knowing what to expect, but hoping it could help me find my way out of a dark place. The connection I found with these horses was immediate and profound.
After completing my rehab program, I couldn't stay away. Shy Lowen had become a sanctuary for me, a place where I felt I could contribute and continue to heal. So I committed to volunteering here regularly, mucking out stables, clearing the yard and putting hay out in the fields. It wasn't glamorous work, but it grounded me and gave me a sense of purpose. Bernie noticed the dedication I put into my work and saw potential in me that I hadn't yet seen in myself. She offered me a place on the equine assisted therapist course that they run here. It was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. Through that training, I learned how to help others using the same methods that had helped me so much.
Now when I come to Shy Lowen, I sit on the therapist side of the table. I work with rehab clients who are just beginning their journey, just like I did. The powerful experience seeing others connect with the horses, knowing that I'm helping them find their own path to recovery.
Shy Lowen has been a part of my life in so many ways. It's where I found my strength, where I learned to give back, and where I discovered a new purpose. That's why this project to restore the roof is important to me. It's my way of ensuring that this sanctuary can continue to be a place of healing for others, just as it was for me.
So obviously I came through Shy Lowen as part of Tom Harrison House.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with helping veterans in general, but also specifically Tom Harrison House?
From 2010, we worked with young people mostly, and there was in the equine assisted therapy world, there was more interest growing in how much horses can help veterans, and so we were interested in that. And just alongside of that, there was a new project starting in Liverpool, which was Tom Harrison House, and they were in the process of creating that organisation and wanted to put the best possible therapies in place that weren't always what's been tried before, because the people in recovery, there've been a lot of things that have been tried that hadn't worked so well, and they wanted to see if there was ways of doing it that would work in a better way, or a way that would be more long lasting. So the people who were setting up Tom Harrison House asked if they could come and try and see what is this equine therapy that they'd seen, because we just had a couple of years earlier had a documentary on television about the work we did with teenagers. So they'd seen that and they wanted to see if it was potentially going to be useful for veterans. 5 of them came, and they had a look around and they met some of the horses. And as we were walking around the site, the horse called Comet, who I mentioned before, who we set up the organisation with originally, he was around and about with a horse who he had as his best friend, an ex-race horse called Foxy Lady. And as we were walking around, he took a real interest in one of the 5 people who come. And he was so interested in this person that they recognised that the horse had something going on with this man, and said, what's happening here? So I said, I don't want to discuss it because it's going to be personal to this guy. So they said, we haven't got any secrets. And the man said, it's okay. There's nothing, I've got nothing that they don't already know. So I talked about what the horse was reflecting from this chap, and as it went by, and I told them more things that the horse was picking up, the people all began to cry because they were so emotional by what was coming through. And as the kind of feelings went deeper, the other horse, Foxy Lady, came and blocked, so she stood in between me and the man, which told me that now he reached the point where he didn't want to carry on, he didn't want to go further. So I said that to them, and he said that um, for him, that horse had been like his mum had been when he was younger and had protected him. So that was the point. Having had that happen just in a totally natural way, not contrived or anything, they knew that this place was going to be the right place to send their clients to.
Day one is all about laying the groundwork, literally. The weather's looking pretty good today, with some broken clouds and blue skies, so we're taking full advantage of that. We've got the stores waiting for us, but before we can get started installing the new roof, we need to set up the tower platform and get to work removing the old corrugated sheets. It's a big job, but we've got a solid plan in place to handle it section by section, making sure we minimise the disruption to the horses. Their well-being is the priority, and that adds another layer of complexity to the project, but we're ready to take it on. I'm not doing this alone. Kev's here today, and we've been on similar paths. Like me, Kev went through Tom Harrison House and came to Shy Lowen for equine therapy as part of his recovery. Having him by my side on this project means a lot, especially knowing what this place has done for both of us.
As THH clients, we came to Shy Lowen for our equine therapy. So can you share your experience as a client and your experience of the place? Like what, how did you feel about coming here, and what was there anything, any benefits for it? Was there anything you didn't like?
Well, like when I first heard about equine therapy, I didn't even know what equine meant. I just thought it was like swimming or something like that. But then I learned it's about horses, and I thought probably ain't going to be for me. Horses have never been my thing, you know what I mean? But I'll go. Well, you ain't really got a choice. You're going. You don't get the option. You're going. But like when I got here, like I met a horse called Edward, who become the horse that I spent the 12 weeks with, and like the benefits of it is just it gets you out your own head. It's so relaxing. You turn up and it's just you and the horse, and you go for a walk, feed them, brush them down, pet them, and they don't judge you. You know what I mean? There's no judgment from a horse. It just sort of, they can be a bit like temperamental at times, but I think that's reflecting how you are. But yeah, no, it was brilliant. And the staff as well, they're so helpful, knowledgeable. Like because when I first was trying to walk him, he'd stop so I'd face him, and it'd almost be like a face off.
Yeah.
And they'd say, look, just look the direction you want him to walk, and he'll come with you. And straight away we're walking around. But yeah, no, it was brilliant. And like, I can't say enough good things, which is one of the reasons why I've come back to help out, and hopefully I'll be hit back to help out more in the future.
Day two, and it's just me and Kev on site today. 2 guys, 1 roof, and what feels like a mountain of work ahead of us. The weather's started off okay, but now the rain's really coming down, which is slowing us down even more. We could definitely use some extra hands, but we're making do. Thankfully, I've got help from 2 of the hardest working people here at Shy Lowen, Ellie and Kate. Ellie and Kate aren't just employees here. They're the backbone of this place. They're out here 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year, making sure the horses are looked after, no matter the weather. And yes, that even includes Christmas Day. While most of us are cosy by the fire on Christmas, Ellie and Kate are out here trading Christmas crackers for horse feed. Forget the pigs in blankets, it's all about the hay bales and raincoats. They do whatever it takes to keep the horses happy, even if it means soggy socks on Christmas morning. With their help, Kev and I can focus on the roof. The rain may be slowing us down, but knowing Ellie and Kate are taking care of everything else means we can concentrate on getting the job done. It's a big job for just two of us up here, but we're pushing through, section by section. Kev's been a huge support, and not just on this roof. He and I have walked similar paths, both coming through Tom Harrison House and finding solace here at Shy Lowen. Now we're both giving back to the place that gave us so much.
I try and do a bit of volunteering wherever I go or whatever I'm like with THH, Bridge. I try and do bits there, and then obviously this has come up and you've organised it, so yeah, I jumped on the opportunity.
Yeah.
But I think giving back's a big part of recovery. You've took for so many years, giving back a little's not a massive thing for me. Just that, like, if there are any other graduates or people that enjoy working with horses and things like that, this place could always do with the help. There's plenty to get on with, plenty to get sorted. So if you have got the time and the willingness, get involved.
Yeah.
Because it's a brilliant place and it's helped me through my recovery big time. And like I said, I will definitely be back.
What a difference a day makes. After battling the rain yesterday, the sun has finally decided to join us here at Shy Lowen. It's day 3 of the stable roof project, and even though it's still just the two of us, we're feeling re-energised and ready to get back to work. Day 3 and the weather's finally on our side. The rain has cleared and we've got some sunshine breaking through, which is a relief after yesterday's washout. But even with the good weather, we've still got a long way to go. We're just over halfway through the project, and today we're pushing forward, removing the rest of the old corrugated sheets and replacing them with sturdy plywood topped with fresh corrugated panels. It's a delicate process, moving in sections to keep things calm for the horses below. It's a real balancing act, keeping the work flowing while making sure the sanctuary stays peaceful for the horses. Even though we're finally making some headway, the reality is that it's just a small part of what keeps this place going. Shy Lowen isn't just about the roof we're fixing today, it's about the ongoing work that happens every single day to keep the sanctuary alive. At the heart of it all is Bernie, the driving force behind Shy Lowen. She's the one who made this place what it is, and her dedication is the reason it continues to be a lifeline for the horses and for people like me and Kev.
Having horses in an area like this is very alien to the people around here. And so when we were trying to set the place up, we were absolutely pestered constantly with young people who wanted to destroy things that we were making as fast as we were making it. And then one day we managed to catch 5 of the kids who were doing it. And the 5 kids were invited to help instead, as they didn't believe they'd be allowed to help. So they weren't allowed to help, and there's a weird thing of coincidence or whatever it is, but we had 5 horses when we set up here, and we caught 5 kids. So if that's a coincidence, I don't know, but that's what happened. So those 5 kids changed beyond recognition, but also left friends. So we had 20 or 30 kids here at some points. And I actually thought I'd invented equine assisted therapy because I saw the change in the kids and I saw the way the horses reacted when they were with them. And I then started doing some research. I mean, this was going back to like the year 2000, and the internet wasn't big in the UK at that time. It was only just new. But trying to do some research, discovered that in America and Australia, they were already doing this work, and ultimately did my training with an American organisation called EGALA to do equine assisted therapy on a formal basis. And I started to do it on a formal basis in 2010.
Tell us a bit about equine therapy, how it works and how the client works with the horse and the horse works with the client, and why horses are so good at what they do.
So there's different models for equine assisted therapy, but the one that we use, which we've kind of developed a lot ourselves, is to have the horse mirroring the person. So the person will generally work with an individual horse that they've chosen. The horses here are all rescued horses, so they all have their own backstory as well. And the horse that the client chooses straight away tells you something about the client, because sometimes they choose a horse who's got a similar backstory to theirs, and sometimes it's just to do with the horse's personality, and sometimes the horse actually chooses them. So when they choose the horse, they work with the horse on the horse's issues, because they're all rescued horses. And we watch the horse to see how the horse's interactions are with the client, because the horse will mirror the client's emotional state. So your client can say things, and how real the statements they're making are will be mirrored by the horse. Because if someone's telling you something that's not really what they feel, then the horse will sense the change in their emotional state through the rate of their heart beating and through the smell of the hormones that they're producing. But the horse knows that the client's easy with what they're saying or uneasy with what they're saying. They don't know what the client's saying because they don't speak English. Probably neither do I, because it's English. Okay. And so the horse's mirroring of the client helps you to help the client. And the horse can own the emotion. Certainly in the initial stages when the client might not feel comfortable to share some of the things that, in order to heal, you might need to share. But the horse passes no judgment, so they don't care. They don't care what you've done. They don't care what you're thinking of doing. They don't care about any of that. What they care about is who you really are. And once somebody is who they really are, then they heal, and then they become the best version of themselves that can possibly be. So that's kind of how it works.
Day 4, and it's starting to feel like the project is taking its toll. Kev's had to head off, and I've got Dave stepping in to replace him. Dave, like Kev, went through Tom Harrison House and did equine therapy here at Shy Lowen, so it's great to have him on board for today. But as we get deeper into this project, the challenges are starting to pile up, not just with the roof, but mentally too. Dave's a solid guy and a hard worker, but unfortunately he has to leave early today. So now I'm left working on the roof on my own. The physical demands are heavy and it's slow going. But it's not just the physical side of things, it's the mental weight that's starting to build. There's something about being up here on your own that really gets to you. It's not just the heavy lifting or the sore muscles, but the isolation. The sense that with every piece of plywood laid and every section completed, the weight of this project is growing. What started as a job to help the sanctuary feels like it's slowly becoming a mental battle. I'm trying to keep the momentum going, but the project's starting to grind me down. The solitude up here is tough. I can feel the strain, not just physically, but mentally. And with every hour that passes, it's getting harder to push through.
What's making it even harder? My brain, all that negative self-talk, that putting myself down, that a lot of people experience. It's coming in waves at the moment. I guess it's because I'm tired and it's coming towards the end and I'm up here on my own. It's like my brain's constantly ruminating, like, why are you doing this? It's not good enough. Who cares about it? It'll probably end up leaking anyway. You're weak, you're stupid. Constantly going round in my head. I talk to clients about this. Those irrational beliefs. We have to combat them. That's what I'm constantly doing now. That's what I'm telling myself useful. Is it helpful to me? The answer's no. None of that. Negative self-talk is useful in any way. Check the facts. Is what I'm telling myself true? Like, am I stupid? No. I've arranged this. I'm carrying it out and it will be completed. Does anybody care? Of course they bloody care. All the people that come here care. Bernie, who runs the place, cares. And I care. I wouldn't be doing it otherwise. Will it be good enough? Or it won't be good enough? Well, do you know what? It'll be what it'll be. And it'll be 1,000 times better than it was before. And that's okay. But it's hard. The brain makes it harder. We've just got to keep fighting these irrational beliefs. Otherwise, what else? We give up and fail. And that is not an option. The end is in sight. End of day number 4 at Shy Lowen. It's been hard graft this week. Certainly starting to feel it. The old body is starting to ache. I'm looking out over at the youngsters having their horse riding lessons, and it's got to be worthwhile, right? Day number 5, the final day, the final push. Let's do this.
Day 5, and we're finally on the home stretch. The end is in sight. But like with any big project, just when you think you're nearly done, something always crops up.
Put some new eaves on because the old lot were absolutely rotten, especially the socket boards on top. And unfortunately, due to the age of the building, the roof spread a bit, so it makes lining up the corridor line, the temporary the green roof we've got on there a bit out of line, hence why we've got, you can see that on your camera up the top mine, a bit of an overhang on there. So we're going to try and get that nice and straight to make it a little bit tidy. We're getting there, we'll get there. We have to.
It's another unplanned job. We didn't expect it, but it has to be done to make sure everything fits right. We're not backtracking, but it's just another thing that's going to take more time when we thought we were so close. And if that wasn't enough, I've just realised we don't have enough ridge tiles. So I've made a slight miscalculation on the ridge tiles. We are in fact a pack short. Not what you want on the last day when you're coming towards the end, so Bernie's off to get some more ridge tiles. Just when we thought we were about to wrap things up, the setbacks keep coming. It's one problem after another, and it's tough to stay positive when everything feels like it's dragging out. But while we wait for the tiles, let's take a minute to talk to Dave about his journey at Shy Lowen.
Right, so Shy Lowen, I had friends start at the beginning with it. When I went to rehab, they give you a weekly program. Shy Lowen is part of that program from a Wednesday morning for recovery. So you do Wednesday morning 9 till sort of lunchtime. I looked at that on the program and I wanted to run by the hills. I don't like horses, don't want to go near horses. What the hell is a horse going to do to stop me putting a pint in there? That's not, what can it, that's the questions I was asking myself. I was like, why is that going to stop me drinking? Sit there, brushing an horse. And I kind of took a shine to a particular horse and did a bit of character about it and stuff. And I don't know what happened. It was really strange because all of a sudden, it's you kind of pick up this responsibility, even though it's not my horse. You pick up this responsibility that this animal there, obviously they get cared for fantastically here, but why between Wednesday at 9 AM and 12 AM, he's my horse and he's my responsibility. And the horses are so plastic, and they're just, they create this thing you can't touch it, grab it, feel it. It's just there. And within that, over a period of time, obviously sort of 12 weeks or the time I was there, so I built up this definitely an affection for a horse, and there's me who wouldn't go near a horse and the rest of it all, and and something within that affection is like soothing inadvertently to the brain almost, and it changes you as a person. It does. So I can see why, 100%, why they equine therapy's done, especially for not just the addiction side of things, but for the mental health issues as well. Because it's part of this whole magnificent package that Tom Harrison House put together. And looking back now, I'm so glad that was part of it. Because the guy didn't like a horse here, I'm volunteering to come up here, and I'm going around patting every horse. I can even walk behind them now about wincing. But they were paramount to it, and I hope that everyone else who comes through this place is able to continue to do what, and be lucky enough as what I was, because what they do is it's nothing short of amazing. It really is. They're on literally peanuts, hand to mouth, week to week, and obviously you can't see them on your cameras now, but the horses around here, they couldn't be happier. They could, they wouldn't. In fact, they wouldn't be here. And it's important. It's important work they do, not just for veterans. They do so much more in the community. There's kids that use this, there's families that use this place. Like anything, like I said, they haven't got much money. I think they're quite good at trying to look in the right places and prod in the right places to try and get some more. And it's very hard for people, to want to contribute money in sort of, they call it a cost of living crisis at the moment. So you can it doesn't make it any easier for them, but somehow they get by, just each week, But yeah, it's quite the place. Like, yeah, so it's going to hold a place in my heart for life, you know. And I'll see a lot more of this place. Unfortunately, I live quite a way away, 4-hour drive to get here. But I think the fact that I'm willing to do that is testament to what they do here. What they do is important, you know. If I can put like a very, very small percentage into helping them because they help me, then yeah, I'll keep doing that.
Dave's story resonates with me. We've both been on similar paths, finding healing here, and now we're giving back to the place that gave us so much. But we still have to push through these setbacks and finish what we started. Finally, a bit of good news. Eric's just arrived with the extra ridge tiles, and we can finally get back to work. It's a huge relief. After all the delays and unexpected problems, knowing we've got everything we need to finish is like a weight being lifted. Now we can get this roof done the right way and give the horses the shelter they need. It's been a long road, but we're finally nearing the end. The roof is finally complete. After days of hard work, setbacks, and more than a few challenges, it's done. Standing here looking at the finished roof, there's a real sense of relief. It's more than just a roof. It represents the effort, the teamwork, and the resilience of everyone who's been part of this project. This roof isn't just a shelter for horses, it's a testament to what we can achieve when we come together with a shared purpose. Every sheet, every tile reflects the determination to create something that will protect and support this sanctuary for years to come. And now, seeing the horses head towards their stables, it all comes full circle. This roof is for them. It's a place where they can feel safe, a place where they can heal. Watching them move towards the shelter we've built feels like the perfect reward for all the effort we've put in. For these horses, this roof means protection and comfort, but for us, it's a symbol of something much deeper. It's a reminder of why we give back, because places like Shy Lowen aren't just sanctuaries for animals, they're sanctuaries for people too. People like me, like Dave, like Kev. It's been a long road, but the work is done, and while this roof may be finished, the work at Shy Lowen never really ends. It's the dedication of people like Bernie, Ellie, Kate, and all the volunteers here that keeps this sanctuary running. It's not just about fixing things, it's about giving back and making sure this place remains a safe haven.
So what does the future hold for Shy Lowen? What's your plans for the future?
So, first plan, which is going to happen any day now, is that all of the pathway areas are all going to be surfaced with rubber surface pavers, which have a fall capacity. So if people fall on them, they don't get badly hurt. That's the plan. And that will mean that people in wheelchairs will be able to be taken around on individual horse-drawn wheelchair carriages. So people in wheelchairs can go round and their families can be on horseback if they want to, or walk if they want to. And we've done lots of tree planting and everything here over the 25 years we've been here. It's all mature now, and there's loads and loads and loads of wildlife. So you can do nature trails on horseback and horse-drawn carriage. And then there's going to be, so we do guided meditations with horses and campfire stories. And there's going to be a dedicated zone for that with seating made out of logs. So it's all going to be like natural stuff. Picnic blankets are supplied, so you can go on the floor if you want to be grounded completely to the earth. And we're going to have, after all of that's done, we're going to have a cover over the outdoor arena that where we do our horse riding and everything now. That's going to have a roof installed. but we have to get planning permission for that first. But it is part of the new lease agreement. So on the basis that the council have given us a lease agreement with that on it as a condition, one would hope
Yes, you
that we get the planning permission to build it. We will get the planning permission to build it. So that'll be the next thing. Moving on from there, what we really want to do is have a veterinary unit. Not only for the Shy Lowen horses, but also so that we can offer veterinary assistance to people who are struggling with vet fees, because like everything else, they're really expensive right now, and it's not the fault of the vets. They've got to make a living. You know, they've got a difficult enough job without arguing about how much they charge. But yeah, so that we can do something along the lines of like the PDSA do for dogs and cats, something along those lines that we can do for horses locally anyway. And we would also, moving further forward, like to take Shy Lowen around the country. So there should be a Shy Lowen everywhere.
No,
I
agree with you there, definitely.
We nearly did it in Nuneaton a couple of years ago now. We were offered a site in Nuneaton, but it turned out to not be exactly what we thought it was initially. So we got planning permission for the site and everything, but we didn't actually go through with it in the end, because we were going to be the neighbour of a big supermarket chain on the same site. So that wasn't going to really work. Or an industrial unit site, one or other. So that wasn't going to work for us, but it certainly showed us that it's possible to do it. And the support of that local authority was immense. They were actually prepared to pay for the planning permission for us to do it as well. So it was really good. So yeah, we're going to take it around the country.
At the end of the day, this project was never just about the roof. It's about what the roof stands for. It's a symbol of safety, of giving back, and the connections we build along the way. Watching the horses settle in under their new shelter is a reminder that when we come together, we can create something that truly makes a difference, something that lasts.
After days of hard work, setbacks and some real challenges, we've done it. Standing here looking at the finished roof, there's an overwhelming sense of relief and accomplishment. It's not just the roof, it's a symbol of the dedication and teamwork that went into making this happen.
Each sheet, each tile represents not just the physical labour, but the collective effort to support something bigger than ourselves. This project may have been about the roof, but it stands for so much more than just shelter for the horses.
For me, this project has been personal. I first came to Shy Lowen when I was in Tom Harrison House, and the horses helped me find my way back to myself. Now, to be able to come back and give something back to the place that gave me so much, feels like I've come full circle.
This isn't just about the horses, it's about paying it forward. This place offered me refuge when I needed it most, and now I've been able to help ensure it continues to be that refuge for others, both human and animal alike. But even though the roof is finished, the work at Shy Lowen never stops. The sanctuary doesn't just need one project completed, it needs ongoing support to keep helping those who come through its gates. Bernie, Ellie, Kate and all the volunteers are here every day giving it their all to keep this place running, and they can't do it alone. Shy Lowen's future depends on the generosity and involvement of people like you, whether through volunteering, donations or just spreading the word. Every bit of support helps this place continue its mission of healing and hope. This roof is just one step in a much bigger journey. It's a symbol of the work we can all do to make sure this sanctuary continues to thrive, providing a safe haven for both horses and the people who find their way here.